and go, and then we'll start. Erin looks like she's got the mic, so first question will be there.
All right, Winnie, how are you feeling in camp? I know you've done a few now, but first one for a major tournament and on home soil. Has that sort of settled in, and how are you finding it all?
Yeah, super excited to be in camp, and I think there's a good vibe amongst the group. We're all happy to be back in Australia, back in the sun, and to play in front of home crowds is very special. So.
Winnie, obviously there's a lot of competition at the centre-back spot yourself. Alana Kennedy's played there a bit, Claire Hunt's played there a bit, Steph Catley can fill in. Mm-hmm. How are you using, I guess, that competition in camp to push yourself?
Yeah, I think there's nothing better than being surrounded by quality players, and yeah, as players we're kind of leaving the choice up to the coaches and trying to just control the controllables and put 100% in and see what happens.
Joe Montemuro spoke a few months ago and said that you were on the path to becoming a world-class defender. I'm sure you're a very humble person, but how do you feel the move to Roma has helped your development?
Yeah, I think something I've said in the past is that you have to be outside your comfort zone to grow, and I think moving to Roma has certainly done that for me, and I think moving anywhere does that for you, being in an uncertain situation, new coaches, new players to get used to. So yeah, definitely helped me as a player to grow.
Hey Winnie, this squad is a bit of a mixture of, some old faces and some newer ones, and some who've been on the fringes for a while and now they're sort of coming in. It's interesting because a lot of the focus has been like, this is the golden generation's last chance to win a trophy or that sort of thing. But it seems like this is also like a bit of a moment in time where it's like highlighting the future of the Matildas as well. Would you say that?
Yeah, I think there's not much chat in the group about, old and new, to be honest. There's a good gel in the group, and I think a good group of players, and we're all getting along well. So we're more focused on that and the cohesion, and hopefully that shows on the pitch.
And do you feel that, like, when you came into the team and each new player who's come in since has sort of just felt that, like it's felt really natural?
I certainly hope so. That's how I felt, and that's definitely how we try to make everyone feel.
Samco was just 16 years old the last time the Matildas won silverware. How keen are you girls just to, I guess, break that drought and finally bring some more back home?
Yeah, I mean, it goes without saying that that's our goal this tournament, and we're always looking to win, and especially having the opportunity to have a trophy on home soil is something that, we're pretty inspired by, and hopefully we can follow through on that.
Yeah, with some of the older girls, I guess this might be one of their last chances to do that. How much have they been speaking to the rest of the squad saying, guys, this is one of our last few chances to do this?
Honestly, not at all. I think that every tournament, every player has wanted to do that and wanted to win, and I don't think that we talk too much about lasts in this team. I think everybody's pretty grateful for every game and every opportunity to be in the team, and so without saying, of course, everyone wants to win the trophy.
And some of the group games, fans might think, it should be pretty easy getting through them. From a player's perspective, can you put that into context? I mean, last time it was 8-0 against the Philippines. How different are they, and how about some of the other teams as well?
Yeah, I think you can't be complacent in tournament football, and anything can happen. And as far as I'm aware, some of the other teams have had the opportunity to be in camp for a long time together, and that's a big advantage. So we're certainly not underestimating any of the opponents.
You talk about the move to Roma being out of your comfort zone, but is it correct that you started 6 of the past 7 games for Roma? So you found your feet there a little bit. How much confidence does that give you going into a major tournament?
Yeah, definitely a lot. I think that game time is one of those things that's super important so that you can feel yourself and improve. And certainly for me, I've found that having a lot of games under my belt recently at Roma has definitely made me feel in form and ready for the tournament.
And so if Joe gives you the nod to start at centre back, you feel like you've got the minutes to do the job?
Yeah, absolutely. I think regardless among the squad of game time, the aim has been for everybody to be prepared, and we've had a lot of help on the physical side of that to make sure that no matter what anyone's situation is in clubland, that everyone's ready for the whole tournament.
Is there a different energy around the squad for a major tournament on home soil? Does it feel different to other squads you've been a part of?
A little bit, but only because of external factors, I guess. The feeling amongst the group is much the same. We're always, getting along well and spending a lot of time together in camp. But yeah, of course, it's no secret that there's a lot more media, and hopefully the games are that little bit more special.
Just one for me. What's the feedback been from Joey? He's obviously got a lot of faith in you. He said that you've got the potential to be one of the best defenders internationally. So what does he want out of you as a centre-back?
It's a good question. I think the conversations that I've had with him, it's just about continuing to improve every day, trust myself to make those decisions, and I think his trust certainly helps me to do that. So yeah, I think it's just playing with confidence and trusting myself and trying to be the best player I can be.
I guess with the brand of the Matildas, I guess hitting the peak in the past few years, after the World Cup, can you talk about the impact of doing all this stuff, media conferences, player signings yesterday, and all the extracurricular stuff besides the football? How does it actually benefit you guys, and does it sort of benefit as well when you're doing it at home?
Yeah, I think that our fan engagement is something that is super, super special. And as a player that's come through the ranks and not had that as a 8-9-year-old, to be able to show young girls and boys that there's a career in football and what the Matildas can do, I think is really special, and it's really cool to be a part of. And I think it's so important going forward to have that visibility.
As a player, do you have a preference of doing autographs or selfies, or do you think the art of signing autographs is still a thing today, or do you prefer taking selfies rather than giving an autograph out?
I think the art of any sort of fan engagement is absolutely still a thing, and I think that that's something that we've kind of tried to give back as a team because of not having it when we were younger, like I said. So I wouldn't say I have a favourite, but I think any sort of fan engagement is pretty special.
Just going back to the Olympics, as far as I could see, you were a late call-up to be an emergency player, is that right, but didn't end up playing? Can you talk about that whole journey of being close but just not getting over the edge there?
Yeah, I think I've been in a few scenarios over the last few years where I've been on the fringe and on that edge of squads, and I think it's just taught me to kind of release any sort of feeling of having control over those situations and trying to be at peace with the people in power and their decisions, and trying to control what I have access to, and that's just playing as best I can and improving every day. So yeah, I think in the Olympics, of course, it was one of those situations that's really hard as a player. Of course, you want to represent your country at every possible moment, but yeah, it's one of those things that's just again taught me to bide my time, focus on me, and wait, and yeah.
Yeah, and I guess with Roma 6 points clear on top of the table, Matildas are one of the favourites to win this. You could potentially, in the next few months, have another two trophies up your sleeve. How much of a dream would that be to do it on a national level or international level, and then go back to clubland and do it there too? Yeah,
I mean, it would be pretty incredible, but yeah, going back to, you kind of have to take it as it goes and take it game by game. Anything can happen in the league and in the Serie A in particular, and especially in tournament football. So we try and take it game by game with the ultimate goal always in mind, but try not to let it sit on your mind too much.
And just Winnie, just a personal question, if that's okay. I know you've been asked a lot in the last sort of couple months, but is it extra special to play at home, your first sort of major international tournament at home after a rough couple of months, I guess, on the family side of things?
Yeah, of course. To play in front of my family is super special to me, and yeah, it is something that I want to talk about. And yeah, it's not a secret that my stepbrother passed away at the end of last year, and yeah, even more so special when I play in front of my family at home. But always, yeah, I think it's something that I really want to talk about, and I'm really passionate about that sphere. But maybe something that I try and keep separate from the tournament, and just focus on having my family there and being grateful for that.
Thanks guys, appreciate it. Thank you.